Finally, I'm so excited to complete my 90s X Factor team. Wait a minute. Did I sell Quicksilver? Son of a... Hey YouTube, what goes on? And welcome back to Disavowed Action Figures. Bring another action figure review. Tonight, take a closer look at the new Marvel Legends ZABU Build-A-Figure Wave Wolfsbane from that classic 90s X Factor team that a lot of us wanted. Very excited to have this in my collection. Unfortunately, as I mentioned in the cold opening, I did sell my Quicksilver a handful of years ago, mostly in part because I thought we'd never actually build out this entire team in a reasonable amount of time. Also, I did not have multiple man. Well, then I bought a multiple man at a good price. They announced this. Now I need a Quicksilver, so we'll be looking at the next toy show. But very excited to have this. As mentioned, a lot of comic book collectors and obviously toy collectors have been looking forward to this release to fill out that section of their shelf for that 90s X Factor team that so many of us do look back very fondly upon from our comic book reading days. So if you've watched these reviews before, basically what we'll do is we'll take a look at the packaging, we'll take the figure out of the box, take a look at the aesthetics and how it looks, we'll move it around a little bit, and then it's my favorite thing to do in all these videos, which is compare it to other Marvel Legends and other figures in my collection. Also, I always gotta say, love that we get the windows back on these boxes. So there's the bottom, all the nonsense we don't care about. If that helps you, go ahead and take a screenshot or pause it if you want to scan it at a Target or a Walmart. On the sides, as you saw on the rotating base, pretty cool looking image right there of Wolfsbane from the comics. Same on this side. On the back, bigger picture of her. And we do get this right here. If you want that to read, go ahead, take a screenshot, pause it if you like. And then there is the cross-sell with our Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure ZABU. We get Iron Man. We get that Thor kind of character, Wolfsbane, Kazar, Red Widow, our Icarus, and then our 90s version of Cable, which if you're watching the animated series, I'm sure you pretty much want that in your collection now. So box is what you'd expect. Happy to have the window back. Let's get this figure out of the packaging. So real quick edit, me from the future. I just remembered that this is a fan channel exclusive and Amazon exclusive. So Hasbro Pulse, Amazon, fan channel places like GameStop. It will not be in Target and Walmart. So that barcode I showed you probably will not help you too much at Walmart or Target. My apologies. Back to the review. And here is our Ron Sinclair Wolfsbane from X Factor out of the packaging, and this is cool. I'm digging it. Is it perfect? Probably not, but what is? But I gotta throw it out there really quick. This ZABU is gonna be huge. That is a big torso piece for this guy, so pretty excited to be getting that as well. Down the road, we'll build that. So yeah, back to Wolfsbane. Looking pretty cool. Let's take a closer look at it up close and see kind of how it looks. Again, a couple things I've noticed. The arms and the legs are definitely a lot more orange than the head, which is fine in a way because I do like the face sculpt going on right there. I like the black with the eyes. The lips and the teeth look good. The hair, they did add some paint in there, so not just looking like a big chunk of orange plastic. So that's why it does look so much darker, but it really jumps out as darker than the arms do to me, at least. X logo came out looking pretty good. Pretty sure this is the same torso piece, or upper piece at least, from Polaris, which I'll take a closer look at later on. We get a nice silver paint going on right here for the zipper right there. Down here, we also have some silver paint going on right here on the buckles of the belt. As far as the hair and the arms and such go, they did a good job with this. You know, they definitely did sculpt in fur on the arms, on the hands, on the legs, on the feet. So again, I'm not going to go into what pieces this thing was assembled from. Not that kind of collector, but I'm sure there's some Tiger stuff going on here. But overall, it looks good. The paint on mine that is on here looks pretty good. So I can't complain. The back came out looking good as well. I mentioned the hair. I kind of like that, as I said before. We do kind of get some more paint back here on the back of the calf muscles where the hair is, which again kind of does break it up a little bit, make it look pretty good. The only thing is it makes me wish we had paint all throughout to kind of give it more of that look to it. Obviously, that's not really what Marvel Legends does necessarily anymore, so we're not going to get a ton of paint. Looks like we even get a little bit here on the back of the hair on the elbows. I'm curious to see how these affect, this part of the hair affects the articulation of the figure in a couple of minutes here. But again, overall, mine's looking fine, no real issues. I'm digging the head sculpt. It's just it looks a little orange, but otherwise, I'm thinking it looks pretty cool. So let's see how Wolfsbane moves around. And just in terms of accessories, not too many with this. We do get the alternate set of hands that are punching hands right there. Again, an alternate head would have been nice, maybe a screaming head. The eyes whited out would have been cool, like we've seen in the comic books at times. But that's what we got. And then we also get this giant chunk right here of ZABU here. This is a big, chunky Build-A-Figure. I'm looking forward to eventually putting this thing together. Not right away. Right now I only have Wolfsbane in hand. But definitely going to be pretty cool when we do get this in hand as a Build-A-Figure to go with our Savage Land. So in terms of articulation, the head will rotate all the way around. It will look down about that far. It'll bury the chin. It will look back about that far as well. A lot of motion and attitude going on here, so you get a lot of pivot with it, which I do kind of like to kind of show off some of her attitude. There is some real forward-backward going on in there, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is what it is. Arm will go up about that far, almost slightly past 90, somewhat encumbered by this. The shoulder will rotate all the way around, but please be careful because you do obviously have this part of the shoulder pad sticking out. Upper tri-cut going on right there. We do have a pinless double jointed elbow, which again, I really had to work mine off camera to get where it needed to go, but it will get there. And again, pinless arms, pinless legs with this thing, so you got to be digging that, right? Hands will rotate all the way around. It's a left to right horizontal hinge right there for the hand. As far as the legs are concerned, it will kick forward about that high. We'll kick back about that far back. It does have the upper thigh cut going on right there. Pinless double jointed knee, but again, encumbered by the back of the calf right there where the hair is. Foot will go down about that far. Foot will go up a little bit, not quite too far. It's also on a rocker. If you want to see what the splits are like, splits about that far out. And it will also have the torso up here, so we'll rotate on the torso. Goes to the side about that far, side about that far, back about that far, down about that far. There is no waist cut because of having this up here for the torso. So overall, articulation basically doing what you need it to do from what I can tell for the most part. And in terms of comparisons, my favorite thing to do in these videos, here is Wolfsbane with some other X-women. Here is Siren and also Polaris from X Factor. The one downside is seeing the pinless tech. As we look back on figures like Polaris, was an awesome figure, great head sculpt, love the green hair. You do get those pinned knees, which over time do start to warp and not hold up really well. You can kind of see even her knees are starting to get a little bit wonky there. But it's a cost of doing business. It's good that we're getting advancements with action figures. But what worries me is eventually they're going to reissue her, and I'm going to have to get her on a different buck. But we'll cross the bridge when we get there. These look good together. Here's Wolfsbane as compared to other X Factor teammates, being Forge, and if you're watching X-Men 97 right now, you need a Forge, and also our Havoc Alex Summers. And again, seeing this team come together is great. I just don't know why I sold my Quicksilver. And for this one, I obviously had to raise the camera perspective. Here are two other X Factor teammates of Wolfsbane's, being our Madrix Multiple Man, from I believe it was the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave, and Strong Guy Build-A-Figure. And I can't believe he hasn't fallen yet. I really thought by now I'd be having to reshoot this thing. But man, these really do look pretty fantastic together. And having just mentioned updated female bucks, here are two of them. Here is the Black Widow Target exclusive Avengers Anniversary figure from this past year, as well as a very underrated Lady Bullseye figure that I really dig a whole lot. And in terms of some other Hasbro action figure lines, here is our Marvel Legends Wolfsbane as compared to the G.I. Joe Classified Zarana, all he's exclusive, and also our Marion from the Indiana Jones Adventure series from last year. And also Marion is basically the same scale as a Black Series female, so it kind of gives you an idea how they would compare right there. And some other non-Hasbro female figures. Here is the Chun-Li Jada Toys Street Fighter figure. Loving that line, by the way. And an AW Jazzwares Unmatched DMD Dr. Britt Baker. She can't be back on TV soon enough. And as far as other figures that are covered essentially in hair, or at least sculpted hair, here is the Alf Ultimate figure from NECA, as well as the Timber from Hasbro's G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes and Timber Arctic 2-pack. And two other out-of-the-box comparisons. Here is the Feral Cheetah from Plunderlings, and also the Mezco Toys John Constantine figure. And for some McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse love, here is the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Big Bad Mother Fragger Lobo as compared to the Marvel Legends Wolfsbane. And last, and as everybody loves to say, certainly not least, here is our Marvel Legends ZABU Build-A-Figure Wave Wolfsbane as compared to the AEW Jazzwares unrivaled Orange Cassidy. Now, you know, yes, Wolfsbane looks pretty orange, but Orange Cassidy's orange, and he ain't even orange. So my final thoughts on the Marvel Legends ZABU Build-A-Figure Wave Wolfsbane from X Factor. I'm pumped to have it. Again, it's going to look good on the shelf and in photos with the other X Factor 90s characters from the comics. If you don't have the rest of this team and you don't feel like going out and trying to find them elsewhere, you could probably take a pass on it unless you're really pumped to get the Build-A-Figure, obviously. The figure itself is great on its own merit, but again, as usual, it's the fact that we're filling out a team on our shelf that really gets me the most pumped up. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you, it does not cost you anything, and helps us grow the channel tremendously in the march to 6,000 subscribers. While you're at it, go ahead and click that bell for notifications. That way YouTube should notify you and tell you when we post new content here at the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try checking us out over at Instagram and Twitter at Disavowed_12. Hey everybody, if you're going toy hunting this week, please try to remember the 3 P's of the toy hunt. Patience, persistence, most of all, politeness. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.